Investors. It's Acquisition Manager Monday. We're back for another weekly installment. Remember, it's this day, Monday, every Monday at noon. And today we'll be talking about lead gen and acquisition marketing channels. So this is Brandon Barnes speaking to the investor and you, where my goal is to instruct and empower you to make money in real estate. And remember, this is the live stream. The recorded version will be on YouTube and podcasts wherever you find them. So let's get it going. I wanted to talk about a few things. So main thing today is marketing channels. I was speaking with a friend this morning about his method of generating leads, and he was at a point where he wanted to start generating more leads in his business. He's actually been doing the old school method, which is direct mail, which, that's kind of where you start. That's step one, direct mail. And they're sending out about 8,000 postcards every 3 weeks. So that's about 10 to 12 a month. And it's working for him. He doesn't want to stop. And I personally do, basically 100% cold call. We do some direct mail to some targeted niche lists. But, that's our method. And there's so many methods available. You don't have to choose just one, you should choose just one, especially in the beginning, but you're not only limited to the one way of finding deals. So that's what I wanted to discuss today. The main marketing channels. So again, direct mail, postcards, yellow letters, that's one of the main ways to do things. You can do some personalized letters if you want, but there's direct mail, there's cold calling, bandit signs. People are now using text messaging platforms where you're able to send text to a bunch of different prospects. Ringless voicemail, where it doesn't ring their phone, but it rings, it goes straight to their voicemail. Referrals, personal referrals, as well as agent referrals, as well as online leads, Facebook, PPC, and website SEO. All these things work. All of these methods work, but the main thing is, that you choose one and you go full force in it. So my 3 keys to lead generation are picking one channel, 2 is consistency, and then 3 is how you procure your list. So I'm gonna break these down individually. Picking one channel, that's super important, and all the best will tell you, focus will make you rich. You dial in, you be laser focused on whatever your channel is going to be. Certain people have different resources. If I had a full-time job and I was still wanting to do this on the side, I'd be sending heavily direct mail as much as possible. And then I would get back to the calls as quickly as possible, but in my time. If I had full scope of my time or full availability, I would just be hammering the phones and cold calling. But, you have to choose what works for you, because they all work as long as you are dialed in and you're consistent with that. So that gets to the second one, consistency. These marketing channels only work if you are consistent. It's like a train. It's like a locomotive train. You have to just get it, or a rocket ship. You just have to spend a lot of energy up front getting the motor going. But once it's going and you're consistent with it, it won't stop. I think I talked about this before, that I got a deal here recently that I had already, I had sent mail to like a year ago, and it came back. So that second piece is consistency. And then the third thing, procuring your list. And that's how you go about getting the prospects that you're reaching out to. My take on this is the harder the list to procure, or if it's directly from the source, which is usually your county office, the clerk's office at your local county, the better the list is going to be, the more responsive it's going to be, the less picked over it's going to be, the less communicated with is going to be. And that's how you should go about it. There's some great lists that you can purchase. If you have a lot of resources to throw at them, they'll be fine too. But it's if I were to just be getting going, I would start cold calling. I would be very consistent with it, and I would probably be cold calling houses that I've driving for dollars, or if I got a great list from the county office, maybe evictions or water shut off, I would hit that list and I would pull that list, or probate. I would pull that list every week, every month, and then dial it consistently and just focus there. So like that's super, super important. Our primary vendor for our cold calling list is ListSource, because CoreLogic supports them, and CoreLogic is also supporting MLS and everything else. So again, you know, the key is that you pick what you're going to do. So I just discussed direct mail and cold calling, but bandit signs is another good one. There's certain wholesalers and investors that I know that dominate bandit signs, and I'm not talking about putting out 10 signs a week. I'm talking about putting hundreds out. There's a resource called Simple Crew that you can have people putting out those bandit signs for you, and they take a picture of them, and it would show you where they put them out at and what that sign looked like, how it was placed. There's people that dominate that. There's text messaging platforms like Lead Sherpa is one that's big right now. I have a few buddies that are using that, and they've dialed in the text message that they send. So it may just start with, hey, is this Chris? And that person says, yeah, it's Chris. Oh, hey, I was actually reaching out about a house I believe you own at 123 Main Street. Would you be interested in receiving an offer for it? And you have these preloaded text messages, and you're just one by one putting those out to a lot of different people. The ringless voicemail, I think that a lot of people are kind of getting into that as well, and putting that out there where somebody just gets an alert and say, oh, I didn't hear a call, and they listen to the voicemail and they get your message and they'll reach back out to you. Referrals, personal referrals, and agents. I'm going to talk about those separately, and be sure if anybody has any questions, remember this is the live stream. The recorded version will be available on anywhere you listen to podcasts or YouTube. Just search Investor in You. But the personal referrals, I know a guy, his name is Keith, that does plenty of deals. I know a few people that do plenty of deals monthly, only by referrals, people that bring them deals. And he told me what his secret was. He says, everybody that I speak to, everybody I come in contact with knows that I'm the guy that buys houses cash and can close quickly. It doesn't matter if he goes, and I've seen him in action. Like, we went to a restaurant together, and he was telling a waitress, like, yeah, do you know of anybody that would be interested in selling their home? So he's like, everybody from the cashier at Wendy's to somebody at, checking out his groceries at Kroger. He's letting them know that he's the guy that buys houses cash, and he acts as if they know anybody. So that's if you are just getting started, that's a way to generate leads and generate your own list of off-market properties. If you just make sure that you're consistent with it, and he's consistent with it. Agents. Todd Toback has a course, Agent Deal Domination, and it's just calling up every agent in your local community and asking them if they have any pocket listings, if they have any listings that have not hit the MLS, and you're very consistent with it and you dominate those agents. It's called Agent Deal Domination for a reason, and it generates for him and his business, tens of thousands of dollars a month there as well. And lastly, online leads. There are, folks that have websites. You can be doing Facebook advertising that has had some success. Pay-per-click is kind of expensive, or just website SEO. If you're in a small market, you should definitely have a website. There's a few websites that work pretty well on Carrot. Shout out to Carrot, the Carrot crew, on Carrot, oncarrot.com. They have a site that has built-in SEO, and then you can pay for an additional package. You can dominate a small market with your website, and anybody that's searching, we buy, sell my house cash, will go straight there. And they'll be introduced to your organization. So these are the main methods: cold calling, direct mail, bandit signs, text messaging, ringless voicemail, referrals from personal contacts or agents, and online leads. All of these channels work, and as Tom Crow said last month at our event, it's just whichever one you believe in, right? There are some that will be more expensive than others. That's a fact. But whatever you choose, if you're consistent with it, it'll pay out. It'll pay out. And I've seen a few. I've gotten deals from bandit signs, referrals, online leads, direct mail, and cold calling. But the only thing I really, really focused on early on was direct mail. And now it's cold calling, and we're consistently doing deals each and every month. So if anybody has any questions about that, I would love to answer. Our team does about 50 to 60 hours dial each and every month. Each and every week. And then that's just the cold calling. And then a follow-up is another 30 hours or so. So to give you a snapshot of what that looks like, but we're trying to double that and potentially go out into some other smaller markets as well to do some cold calling there. So that's what our main channel looks like. But again, I've tried and done deals from a few different channels. All it takes is a little bit of consistency. Cool. So again, this was the live stream, and we'll have the recording up here on the podcast and on YouTube. Just search Investor in You. This recording and the group REI Live Atlanta is here to instruct and empower folks locally to make money in real estate investing. And we'd love to be able to serve you. So give me some thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys a little later. If you have any questions, PM me, DM me. I'd love to answer them. All right now.